Good afternoon and welcome back to the vlog. This afternoon I have left the office and I'm headed across the river, as you can see here, to go and visit Bikefit James. It's looking a little bit cloudy and there's a 50% chance of rain this afternoon, so hopefully I won't have to be doing much cloud dodging, but it's only a few miles away, so I should be lucky. I'm actually wearing a bit of an air jersey. It's a super lightweight summer jersey, so if I do get caught out, it won't be very pleasant. Hi. Fancy catching you outside on a bench.
Why have you got the old one?
I haven't got the old one.
You have got the old one.
It's red.
Yeah, I know, but it's got 10. The new one goes to 12.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Are you not fast enough?
We're not team Inuus.
Inuus.
Inuit.
Inuus.
Inuus.
Who is it?
Sky.
It's in the US.
No.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, I've come to see you for a shoe fit.
Shoe fit. Are you having problems?
Yeah.
Do your paws hurt?
Yes, my paws. So these are my shoes I'm trying to get set up on with the help of this man over here, hopefully. Why is it flickering?
That?
No, my screen.
No, it'll be, I don't know, oh, it could be those lights.
So I've been using these Cities for the last couple of months, but I've only been training with them. I haven't been racing them just because I haven't felt comfortable to do so properly. So what I want from you today, ideally, is two parts. Firstly, the cleat positioning would be the first, and then the second, getting some kind of sole in there to support the foot so that it doesn't collapse, because that's what it feels like is happening at the moment.
Sure. Okay. So we're looking at just improving your overall foot shoe pedal interface, right?
Yeah. So I had a pair of Giros before. These are the shoes I used before, Giro Empires, and basically they felt like they had more support in them.
Yeah.
And switching across to these, I was hoping that you could help bridge the gap.
I mean, it's the single most important part of your bike setups, where all the power goes, or doesn't, as the case usually is. So let's get to it. All right, do you want to grab a seat? All right, stand up for us. So what we're doing here is measuring arch drop.
And they're different from one side to the other, right?
All right. So we've already observed that your right foot pronates more. So pronation is the way in which the ankle joint rolls in towards the centre line of the body. Your right foot pronates more than the left foot does. Measuring your arches, the arch height in your right foot's 35mm, left is 30, so comparatively in a rested state. So comparatively, it's a lower arch than the left foot, but there's only a couple of millimetres of arch drop in the left foot, whereas there's over 6mm of arch drop in the right foot.
Damn.
So we're going to need to bolster that right foot with a little bit more support, potentially some wedging in or outside of the shoe. So I'm going to start at cleat location first of all, and just double check that that's kind of in a happy place. So there's quite a lot of information on the internet, either on YouTube or on numerous websites, about aligning the centre line of the cleat or the centre of the pedal axle with the ball of the foot, first metatarsal, which is what we're marking up here. The problem with it is that when the rider plantar flexes, i.e. points their toes, which most people do because they run their saddles too high. Shoes off for us, mate. That actually ends up it results in a lot of the pressure being driven into the front of the shoe,
right,
and actually into the toes. So I would normally look to locate the cleat between 20 and 30mm behind the first metatarsal.
Yep.
In this case, 5 to 10. And this one is about the same.
Right.
So I feel like we need to run your cleats ever so slightly further back. Now, one of the things that you were talking about was you were getting discomfort on the lateral aspect of the foot, right? On the right foot. Now, discomfort on the outside of the foot is quite often results in people going out and buying wide-fitting shoes even though they've got skinny feet. You don't have wide feet. You're wearing a City which is on the more slender end of the spectrum, but it's interesting how it only occurs in one foot, only occurs in the right foot, which pronates more. So pain on the outside of the foot is usually driven by one or a number of factors. So excessive pronation, as the foot rolls in, the outside of the foot tends to drive out against the outside of the shoe. If your feet are too close together, it tends to result in the rider driving to the outside of the foot. If you list to one side, riders quite often experience pain on the outside of only their right foot because they usually list to the right hand side. Very common compensation for excessive saddle height. Or it could finally be a tight fitting shoe.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and just lower this.
Hot silver, tearing through the desert. Yeah.
So this is with the updated cleat position. I should probably do these up.
So why do you ride with your shoes undone?
This is a good question. I don't feel the need to unless I'm racing.
Okay.
Because your shoe's never going to fall off.
Yeah. Sign of a good shoe fit.
Yeah. And I'm just, like, especially with the Giros,
Yeah.
they're just so comfy without them. I just don't feel like I need the tightness. And by tightening them, I just feel like it's adding unnecessary discomfort when you don't need to unless you're racing.
Well, I mean, I think it's better than doing what most other people do. Most people over tighten their shoes, and that's usually driven by a need to feel secure inside the shoe. You know, because people buy stupid shoes first and foremost. They buy shoes that are too big to combat the width of the foot. They buy shoes that don't necessarily work for them very well. There aren't many people that look at a foot and look at a shoe and try and, you know, kind of get the two to work with one another. Everyone just treats a shoe as a shoe, whereas different shoes work for different feet, and there are different types of feet. Everybody's feet are different from left to right, and no two feet are the same. So you have to kind of look at the foot, consider the foot, and understand the foot in order to recommend or make recommendations on good shoe fit.
And have I done that by buying a city?
Seemingly with blind luck, yes. Is there any perceived difference?
Do you know what? I feel like there's more support.
Yes. Yeah.
And I do actually feel like that's a benefit rather than feeling like the too far forward. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely improved. Yeah.
This is a G8. This is an Australian modular orthotic or footbed. I quite like these because they, in fact, I absolutely love these. They're one of my favourite things to prescribe. They won't correct the foot,
yeah,
which is a good thing. I don't feel comfortable correcting people's feet. I'm not a podiatrist or a foot specialist. They are cost effective, they're time effective, they're easy to prescribe. And one of the problems with a custom footbed, so everybody assumes that custom footbeds are the best way of going. There's nothing necessarily wrong with a custom footbed, but consider this. A custom footbed is only as good as the person that makes it. So if you've got some, and I take a lot of custom footbeds out. I mean, there are certain fitters out there that have been doing it for years and really know what they're doing, and they make fantastic custom footbeds. However, there are lots of people who have just bought the tooling, haven't had any education or experience in making them, and unfortunately you end up with a footbed that not only does it not offer sufficient support, it actually ends up having damaging results. So, you know, if you're going to go and buy custom footbeds, as I say, there's nothing wrong with them, but make sure you go to someone who really knows what they're doing. I prefer these because you can refresh them quite quickly, quite easily. They offer sufficient support. They're also hugely adjustable, and a lot of the way in which I fit revolves around rider interaction, trying to get sort of feedback from individuals about how their feet are feeling. I ask a lot of people about how their feet are feeling, and because this is a constant, it allows me to extract information more effectively from the customer. Whereas if you've got a customer who, for example, arches like yourself, people's feet are different. If you've got one arch that's lower than the other, it's not by much, it's 3 or 4 mil difference. So I'm going to put the same high arch support in, but get some feedback on you as to whether they actually feel any different, because I suspect they will.
Okay.
All right?
Cool.
I want it to feel slightly invasive, like you've got something soft pushing up underneath your arches. It'll feel weird, but I want you to be able to feel it.
They know my name. They know my name.
many people have.
Yeah.
I've been fitting with them for about 4 or 5 years now, and having used custom and other off-the-shelf modular systems.
Don't you find it so crazy that people would spend almost £300 on a shoe for it to come with this, which is the equivalent of a £10 bicycle tyre, when you can get an F1 style custom footbed?
So consider this, right? Anybody that skis with any amount of regularity, you are considered a moron in the skiing in a skiing environment if you don't have footbeds inside your ski boots. Right? But I put this down to the professionalism of bike shops and the professionalism of cycling in general, or lack thereof.
Yeah, there you go. Right, instantly more support.
Right, okay, feels like it's in the right places, as well,
Yeah, but that doesn't feel like it's forcing your foot out of the shoe like the other one did. So we're playing with the different heights, is that right, currently?
I'm going to put a heel wedge in.
Oh.
So, in order to understand its function, you need to think about how we walk, and actually not how we walk, but about where pronation often stems from. Usually stems from the ankle joint, right?
Yeah.
And what we do by posting the medial side of the heel of the calcaneus, we help reduce that pronation of the ankle joint rolling in. So, like I say, we've got that we're just going to fit on. And the arch support still feels more invasive in one foot than it does in the other.
It's kind of evened out, I think. Have you changed it?
No.
Really difficult to say.
Okay, spin up to a slightly higher cadence, like that 80, 90 RPM.
Cheers, buddy. Feels much better. Would you recommend that I race Hillingdon on this setup now, or?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah?
We haven't done anything to your position that is going to, I always play it safe. There's nothing that we've changed that has the potential to cause you injury or discomfort, because the changes we've made are very, very slight. I've brought your cleats 5 mil further back, mostly just improved stability of the foot. Got some good arch support in there. Go race Hillingdon and let me know. If you win, then I get to do your whole fit for you.
Based on the fact that the ground is absolutely soaked, it looks like I've just missed a pretty heavy rainstorm. Anyway, I've just crossed the river now, I'm going back home. Big thanks to James for sorting me out with my new footbeds and my new cleat position. It feels great. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to let me know down in the comments. If you did, I can make more of this content in the future. Also, if you did have any questions about any of the topics that we covered in this video, please do write the question down below, and I'll try and make sure James does answer that question in a forthcoming video. So thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Ciao.